So, for my harassers that want to cook up lies that I tried to sign myself into a psych unit because I was trying to see a nurse in the cardiac unit of a hospital, let me explain how stupid this is. Okay? The reason, and the only reason, I attempted to sign myself into a psych unit was because I was driven to the point of suicidal ideation and I was having intrusive thoughts of suicide. That's the only reason I signed myself into a psych unit. And I went through the crisis unit, which has nothing to do with the hospital itself. A cardiac nurse is not going to magically wander down to a holding cell for insane people. That's not, she would be nowhere near that entire part of the hospital. For people that don't understand how hospitals work, I had no intention of seeing her, and I had actually given up on her seeing me because I had assumed that she had seen my channel on YouTube and had decided, this is just too crazy. And the other thing is, if I was admitted to that hospital, she would not visit me in that hospital because that would be the most stupid thing a person that works in a hospital could do to put their job in jeopardy. So let's get this straight. She chose not to see me. For whatever her reasons were, she chose not to see me. I don't know what those reasons were, and that's fine. That's obviously her choice. The reason I was driven to the point of suicidality is because of the constant harassment, threats, and intimidation I receive online by people like Hatman, people like Royce, people like Adonis, okay? And the fact that my former friend, although I know she knows that what she did was wrong, she can't seem to, gain the courage to actually tell the truth. And, that's something I have to accept too, okay? But the idea that, that these people want to turn me into a social cancer by lying about me is absolutely absurd. This will come out in my favor in the long run due to the whole rigmarole with the hospital while I was there. Mind you, I was seeking help for suicidal ideation and intrusive thoughts of suicide. I never denied that I needed hospitalization. I wanted hospitalization. I needed help. That's why I went to the hospital. Okay? It was not to see anyone in particular that worked there. Okay? My only goal was to get help for my suicidal ideation because a friend of mine had discussed with me the importance of going to the hospital and how I was not thinking rationally and that I needed help because of the torment that I receive every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from these people online. And now it's also crossed into the real world. When they started sending people over my apartment, it crossed into the real world. When they started having people call the police on me, it crossed into the real world. Okay? Now they want to complain to a hospital about me, it crosses into the real world. This is full-on harassment, and then the encouragement to commit suicide. The constant encouragement to commit suicide by these people. Okay? That's what drove me to the hospital. Now, why did I go to the cardiac unit a few weeks prior to that? Well, the reason why is because I have a cardiac issue. Although it's not actually a cardiac issue, it was discovered to be a nervous system issue by the cardiologist there. Okay, that's what happened. That's why I was at the cardiac unit. But the cardiac unit and the behavioral health unit and the crisis unit are all separate parts of the hospital. There is no way in hell that a cardiac nurse would find her way into a holding area for insane people, as I specifically stated before. Also, there is no way that she would even know I was in the hospital because they don't alert people as to who's in the hospital. She would also not visit me in the hospital because that would be a very stupid thing to do. And she's not a stupid person. She's a very smart person. So let's get all of that straight. The only reason I went to that hospital was to seek help for my psychiatric issues that have been caused by the unending torment brought about by this harassment, the lies, the falsification of fake criminal records, the falsification of police reports against me, and all the rigmarole that has been caused by these people harassing me constantly. And that's all for this video.